my name is Morgan. This is my channel, Pisces Paperbacks, and welcome to the beginning of my stay-at-home reading rush / weekend reading challenge vlog. This weekend, instead of what I've been doing the last couple weeks, which is to set like a very specific theme and try to read as many books as possible, I'm going to be fulfilling the 4 challenges from the reading rush instead. Another thing that's going to be slightly different about this vlog is that instead of just being the weekend, it's going to be the entire length of the stay-at-home reading rush, which is from today, April 16th, which is a Thursday, to Sunday, April 19th. So the whole 4 days this vlog is going to cover instead of just being the weekend. There are 4 prompts for the reading rush, and I'm going to go through them with you now. The first prompt is to read a book with a home on the cover, and for that I'm going to be reading The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This is about a man who works in the department for the care of magical youth, and he is called by upper management to visit an orphanage on a very remote island. I believe one of the children at this orphanage is the Antichrist, and I also believe it is a romance between the main character, whose name I don't know, Linus, and the man who runs the orphanage. This is one of my most anticipated books of the year. I was so happy when I read like the description for the first time. I was like, this sounds so good. This book is actually also going to count for 2 other prompts, and those prompts are to read a book set somewhere that you want to go, and I can already tell that this is a place I would want to go. This very cool mansion kind of looking place on the corner of this cliff on an island, so it just seems really cool. And then also read a book that will make you smile. I'm sorry, I'm looking down at my computer. Read a book that will make you smile. And I mean, I just have a feeling that this book, like the general gist of what it is, being a queer romance with magic that's kind of like the fun, quirky, like funny kind of magic, is just something that I just know I'm gonna love so much, and I know this is gonna make me smile, so very excited about that one. There's 1 prompt left, and that is to read a book in the same room the entire time. For that one, I'm probably going to listen to a pretty short audiobook while I'm like lying in bed, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do for that one yet, but I will let you know when I figure it out. But I wanted to let you know another book that I'm planning to read this weekend is Emma by Jane Austen. I've just been really wanting to read this for a while, especially with the movie out now. I've seen the trailer, I've seen clips from it, and it just looks so funny that I really want to read the book and then watch the movie so I can like make connections and whatnot. I've only ever read one Jane Austen book before. It was Pride and Prejudice, and it wasn't my favorite, so I'm hoping that I like this one more. As you can tell from what I've been telling you, I'm really not planning to read like a million books this weekend. So I think this weekend, with it being the reading rush and I'm meeting the prompts, so you know, it's whatever. It's just gonna be a little bit of a break for me, and I will still vlog it with you because it is still a challenge, because it's still a readathon. So that's what I'm doing. This is the intro, and I will see you guys in a bit. I gotta be honest, I barely read it all on Friday. It is now around noon on Saturday, so I'm really bad at vlogging, clearly. But I found an audiobook for Emma that I'm listening to, and I actually quite enjoy the audiobook, but I just think that right now is not the time for me to read an audiobook, so I'm going to be putting Emma to the side and reading that maybe during the week, and then focusing on The House in the Cerulean Sea, because that meets all 4 prompts for the readathon, or the reading rush. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep you updated. I really am enjoying Emma though. As far as I remember from reading Pride and Prejudice, I am already liking this one much more, so that's good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna read as much of Emma as I can today, and then I'm gonna try and read all of The House in the Cerulean Sea tomorrow, because that book, I just have a feeling I'm gonna read it really fast. Like a gut feeling that I'm gonna read it really fast. Now that I'm decided to use The House in the Cerulean Sea as my only reading rush book, I'm like, is it like smart to leave it for the very last day? No, but I'm gonna do it, so we love that. My uncle is the best person in the world, and he bought me a crock pot, or a Dutch oven. I was complaining about how I want to make bread, kind of making bread, I've said, and literally so many breads, you have to put them in the oven in like a pot like this, especially if you're trying to make like crusty bread or like French bread or sourdough. And I did not have a pot you could put in the oven, but now I have this beautiful Dutch oven. It's blue. It's like, I think it's a 5-quart or something. I don't really know what that means. Yeah, it's a 5-quart Dutch oven, but it's so pretty and I love it so much. Yay! I am fully a liar and I've just been watching Bon Appetit videos all day, and honestly this is all I want to do all day, so this is what I'm gonna do. And then it's like, I took my glasses off to watch so I can't see anything, but it's like 6:30. My friend and I are going to be FaceTiming and watching Twilight together and drinking wine over FaceTime and like getting drunk together. So honestly my plans for today are literally don't read at all and get drunk watching Twilight. So I will read tomorrow and succeed during the reading rush, because it's embarrassing that they give us 4 days. I picked one book and it would be weird. It would be embarrassing if I didn't at least do that, especially since this is supposed to be a weekend reading challenge. But you know what, it is, because I'm still doing it. So just letting you know, it's what's up. I love Bon Appetit so much, and I already told you I got my Dutch oven today. So actually I'm gonna make some bread. That's productive. That's productive. Hello, welcome to my kitchen. This is my mirror I have above my sink. I don't know why it's here. This is clearly where the microwave is supposed to go, but whatever. Anyway, I made bread. It is smaller than I thought it would be. I thought I really messed up because it really did not like spread out that much. I feel like I messed something up. Maybe I used too much flour or something, but when you tap on the bottom, it does sound hollow, which is like, and like listen to that crunch though. Like, it sounds done, so I want to cut it open so bad, but I'm not going to. I'm going to wait until tomorrow morning. I'm going to make myself the perfect egg and cheese sandwich. Good morning, it's Sunday at around 8:30, and I just finished my egg sandwich for breakfast. I meant to show you, but I got caught up in the moment, but it was really, really good. I will insert a picture here because I'm very proud. The bread was good. It maybe could have risen a bit more. I mean, it definitely could have risen a bit more, so I'm gonna try and figure out what I did wrong next time. And it's a fairly small loaf, so I'll probably run out of bread in the next few days. Not that I eat bread with every meal, but like maybe in like 4 days, I'll like run out of bread. So I'll let you know how it goes. And I am finishing up watching some Bon Appetit videos that I put on a playlist for breakfast. And once that's done, I'm gonna get started on The House in the Cerulean Sea. So, hello. So I am 70 pages into The House in the Cerulean Sea. I already love it. It's like if the main character was like a desk worker in the Ministry of Magic. So it's very like magical bureaucracy. He's a caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth, and he basically goes to, this is a world where sometimes people are born with or develop magical abilities in childhood. The book opens up and he's basically doing like a welfare check at an orphanage where one of the girls can like move things with her mind, one of the boys has a tail, there's a boy that has feathers. So it's like all different types of kind of like magical supernatural characteristics in these children. And so he goes and he does checks on the orphanages and to make sure that the children are being taken care of, basically, caseworker. And so he gets selected by extremely upper management to go to an island, what's it called? Marsyas, 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 I think, to basically do a month-long check at an orphanage that has 6 particularly difficult cases, basically, and he has just arrived, and I just like it so much. It's such a charming book. I especially love that the main character of this book, he's not like, he's 40, he's, has a few extra pounds that he's gained like during 17 years of doing a desk job, and he has a cat, and he's just kind of like a beaten down middle-aged sort of guy, and he's just seems so sweet. I really am already really enjoying this. I love magical bureaucracy. I love when there are magical worlds and we get to learn about how their government works, but not just in like a government ruling body way, but also the day-to-day kind of government functions and stuff like that. Like, is there a magical DMV? Like, what does it look like to get your passport in a magical world? Like, kind of like that, which is why I really like Men in Black when they show all the aliens kind of getting like their human passports and stuff. That's so cool. Anyway, this book is like all that, so I'm really excited. He just arrived on the island. I just want him to be happy. I'm at page 150, and I want to say a couple things I appreciate about this book. One, the writing style. It's very warm. I want to say it's very reminiscent of middle grade. I don't actually know what... I guess this is an adult fantasy, but like only because the main character is 40. In every other way, it really, to me, reads almost like a middle grade fantasy in like the best way. I love middle grade fantasy so much. Another thing I appreciate is that Linus, the main character, he is 40 and he's gay, and the fact that he's gay is just another thing. Like, that's not like part of his character arc, you know. This isn't like a coming out story, so really down with that. And then something else that I really like is that Linus is not really the typical protagonist. Like, he's not very personality forward. Not to say that he doesn't have a personality, he absolutely does, but he's not like this loud, extroverted kind of character who, you know, is, or sassy or anything else that's, I feel, pretty typical of a main character in any book. But he seems to be like an observer of what's going on, but not in a way where he is not a person. Like, he and his perspective and his little nuances and his little particular quirks are very much coming through in the narration, in his observations, in everything like that. So I really appreciate that even though he isn't a loud personality, his personality really does still shine through. Yeah, so that's what I gotta say now. I'm still really liking it, so I end every single video, every single clip going like that, and I need to stop, but I can't. I don't have the willpower to control myself enough to not go like this every time. I love Mr. Linus Baker of the Department in Charge of Medical Youth so much. He just can't help being a good person and doing good things, and he has such a plain, ooh, my thumb's in the frame. He has such like a plain demeanor, but like he just inadvertently has such a big impact on people, and I love him so much. They're just all so cute. So I just finished The House in the Cerulean Sea. It's about 5:20 in the afternoon. I really loved it. I loved it so much. It was so sweet and charming and funny. I laughed out loud a couple times, and it was just so delightful. I read the whole thing sitting right there on my couch, so I guess I've successfully completed the stay-home reading rush, but it was so good. I have no idea what I'm gonna rate it. I'm not gonna rate it in this video. I feel like it's something I need to think about, not because I didn't love it, but I do see and acknowledge that personally there were a few things I found issue with, not like in content, but sometimes the plot felt a bit aimless. I felt like by the end the romance hadn't quite been developed enough to compensate for the fairly low stakes conflict or anything like that. It wasn't quite a romance, it wasn't quite an adult fantasy, it wasn't quite a middle grade because, you know, the main characters are adults, but I think this is a book, the book that I can immediately compare it to in my mind, not in content or tone, but the way I feel about it is the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I read that book last year and I ended up giving it 4 stars. But despite the fact that I gave it 4 stars, I liked that book so much more than a lot of the books I gave 5 stars last year. So, like, how does that work? Like, I loved that book and it really stuck with me. And I think this is a book that, though, even now, right after, like, still riding the high of having just finished it and, like, loved it. I loved the end of this book so much. It made my heart ache. Like, I'm even in the midst of that high, I'm still thinking about some of the issues I had with it. But at the same time as that, I know for a fact that this is going to be a book that I reread when I'm sad. This is going to be a book that I return to when I'm just in the mood to read something I know I love. I have favorite scenes I already know I'm going to flip back to and reread. And I think there's just something so special about reading a book that you know that is not maybe technically perfect, or like you don't think it's absolutely 100% perfect, but it's so perfect for you. You know what I mean? I couldn't have asked for it to be any better. Honestly, it is everything I could have dreamed of, and I just loved it so, so much. I hope you will think about picking this book up and reading it if you're interested in fantasy and love. Honestly, that's something I was thinking about. It's like I was trying to figure out how this book was marketed, because like this book is not, it's fully like PG. It's barely even PG-13, but it's not steamy, it's not particularly violent. There's like maybe a couple curses, but that's it. And I was just trying to figure out how this book was marketed because I can't figure it out. Anyway, I loved it so much. I'm just gonna think about it for forever. I feel so good, just like in my soul. I feel like bright and happy. I'm going to spend some time with my pets now and maybe make myself a snack. I know I was like, ugh, I'm gonna just read it all tomorrow, get it over with. But like, I sat down and immediately was like, oh, I'm gonna read this in one sitting. I'm gonna just sit down and I'm gonna read this whole thing because it's just wonderful and I loved it very much. And that is all I'm gonna say for now. TJ Klune, you're a genius and I love you. Okay, that's it for now.
The dog was on the
yeah, it was very sunny earlier. Now it's kind of overcast.
Hello. So it is about 8:20, 8:30. But yeah, that means I'm actually going to end this vlog here. To recap, this weekend I introduced the vlog on Thursday, did not vlog or read it all on Friday. Spent all of Saturday watching Bon Appetit videos, making bread, watching Twilight, and not reading, and then read a wonderful, wonderful book today. And I fulfilled all 4 stay home reading rush prompts. So I did it. I successfully did my weekend reading challenge. And I'm just gonna be okay with that because I actually had a really nice time this weekend. It was more relaxing than I've had in a while. Not to say that I haven't been relaxed, but I was very stressed on Friday and I needed a weekend to decompress. So this was really nice. I do want to give my final thoughts. Again, no rating, but I think a word that I forgot to use last time I was talking about this book was wholesome. And I mean that like in the best way, not in a like, oh, there was nothing fun or edgy about it. Just that this is truly a feel-good, wonderfully constructed, wholesome story. I'm gonna sign off. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you let me know if you did the reading rush. You know, that'd be really fun. What did you read for the reading rush? And let me know if you think you're gonna pick up The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. It was really good. I highly recommend. And yeah, I can't think of a single group of people this book like wouldn't work for. So big recommend. I hope you enjoy and I will see you guys next time. Bye!